The Aberrican Me with Ross was an incredible project to work on. I had no idea of Ross's backstory or the extent of the story of him getting shot. When I was introduced to him via email through Berra, it was very simple, and it was kind of like, Ross has an incredible story, he was shot and he lived to tell, but I had no idea of all the details. After that story came out, it was crazy because it went gangbusters. I think it was the first Berrics video that got like 1 million views on YouTube, and then the next thing you know, Ross is on Oprah Winfrey, and he was on Anderson Cooper, and he basically went around telling his story to people far outside of the realm of skateboarding. And the Berrics, by hosting that video, reached an audience that I don't think we'd ever reached before. So that was crazy for myself and for the Berrics, and for Ross. I know that it meant a lot because he was able to share his story, and I think it touched a lot of people. All right, we're ready. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
All right, my name is Ross Capicchioni. I'm from Macomb, Michigan, suburb outside of Detroit.
Start with your story of
how it happened.
Yeah.
Well, it happened like I was a junior in high school, 17-year-old punk shit. Just doing my thing, skating, hanging out.
What I mean is basically there's no...
This kid supposedly was supposed to be my friend, and I knew this kid for 10 years prior before this day. He asked me, hey, can you give me a ride to my cousin's house, down in the D? All right, yeah, well, like what part? Like the west side or the east side? And he's like, the east side. And I was like, nah, man, I don't got no business on the east side. He's like, no, it's cool, man. Like the east side, that's like 7 Mile, like, it's like a third world country. The police, they won't stop and get out the car. They won't pull you over. If there's gunshots, they'll wait till everything's clear and they'll come pick your body up off the street and that's it. He's like, please, man, please. I'm like, no. So like a week goes by, I'm still telling him no, because I had a feeling, don't go down there. Kept asking me, I'll give you 30 bucks for gas, all this shit. I'm like, all right, whatever, you're my friend. I'll take you down there. I go to school that day, and I get out, and everything seems normal. We go to the gas station, he gives me the money for gas. We drive down there. So I get off, and it's just like, I get that eerie feeling like you're in a bad spot. When it's like broad daylight out, beautiful day like today. And we're driving, and he's telling me where to go, and we pull onto the street, and there's people outside, and he's like, all right, that's the house right there. So he's like, pull around back in the back. Like when I turned the corner to go right, like I seen it was like caution, like do not enter and all this shit, but I still, because I knew him for so long, I just thought, it's the D, it's, whatever. There was a fence, like a grass area, my vehicle, and then houses right there. So it was like, I wasn't in the middle of nowhere or anything. And like I get out, and he gets out, and it's only a couple seconds, I'm looking around. My ears are ringing, I'm like, man, that was close. And I kind of just glanced down, and my arm's just hanging off like a zombie. And I'm just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this is, it's not real. And I kind of shake it off and look again, and it's just hanging off my arm. And I'm like, okay, then it kicks in, like blood, like flowing, like an animal. And then I look up, and this kid's just holding a shotgun, like 10 feet away from me, just holding it right at me. And I asked him, I said, did you shoot me? And he just blew a hole in my chest like this big. So after that, I just dropped to my knees. I lost all my air, I couldn't see. I remember being on my on my hands and knees, and I felt the barrel of the gun on my head. I felt this barrel just shaking still on my head, and so I smacked it away. But it was a shotgun, so it sprayed. So it still hit me in the head really good, but it didn't blow my head off like a watermelon, just to pieces. So after that, I got a little sight, and I was like, okay, I'm still moving. I don't know what's going on with my head, but I know I'm alive. And I remember I looked up, and he was just staring at me, and he took the butt of the gun and smashed me in the face with it. Knocks my teeth out. I fall back, but I can still see at this point, and I don't understand how I can see, because I have so much damage to my lung and heart. I felt like these hands in my pocket digging for my car keys. When he's trying to grab my keys, I ended up on my stomach. And I look up, and I see my Jeep Commander driving away, just driving away, flying away. And I said, okay, well, either I stay laid down in this spot right here and die, or I try to get up. So I try to push myself up, but take my left arm, take it right out. So gunshot to the chest, bigger than a soup bowl, and then my head all mashed up. And I'm trying to push myself off the ground. kept trying and trying, and I'm like, all right, you know what, one more. I'm gonna try it one more time. And I pushed up, and then out of nowhere, I felt these arms from underneath me pick me up. And I remember like swinging, trying to grab someone, and there was no one around. And I was just like standing up still, like a drunk, zombie, just like. And I got this like a shove, like someone shoved me from behind to go forward. I must have got about 7-8 feet. I just fell straight down. Because I remember I hit the ground like on my stomach. I'm like, all right, well, I went as far as I could. This shit's hurting like too much. Like, let me just close my eyes and start relaxing. Sure enough, I'd close my eyes and all the pain started going away. And then I'd wake up real fast and be like, this is not right. I just got shot 30 seconds ago. How's the pain stopping? And I'm like, don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. That's a good feeling when you're sleeping. So I'd pass back out a little bit, and then I'd be like dying. And then I'd wake myself up, like my own voice, third person. And, hey man, get up, man, you're dying. And then like, I did that, and then I heard, hey, hey. And I like started hearing this guy, and he's like running over to me. So when I fell, there was like a probation officer at a stoplight, and he seen me fall out of the woods, like all bloody broad daylight. And then I felt his hand on my back, like, hey man, you're fine, don't close your eyes, come on, the ambulance is coming, they're coming. And I'm like, man, like I just want to sleep, leave me alone, man. But then in my head, I'm like, no, you don't, because if you fall asleep, you're sleeping forever. And I remember like getting on the stretcher, and they're putting me in the stretcher, and just like the facial expression of the paramedic was just a stunned look on his face, but in the same time telling me I looked great. I looked beautiful, like you're gonna be fine. And then it just like blacked out, and I went to like I was outside of the ambulance on my skateboard, filming it, like rolling telephoto filming of the ambulance, and the doors open, everyone's panicking, and I see my legs coming out, and like once it gets to my head, blacked out. I was pronounced dead on arrival right there. John Doe, had nothing on me. They said, Doc, this kid's, gone, and Doc said, no. I'm here, let me try.